Love this next topic. So we are at the peak of summer, and have you all made your vacation plans yet? Some of you, it includes being here perhaps today. Okay, well, a recent study found that less than 30% of Canadians used all of their vacation days in 2022, and it's a trend that's been worsening since the pandemic.
Our next guest believes that this statistic is worrying, and the main reason behind it could be the time off tax. Here to tell us what exactly that means is award-winning journalist Jennifer Moss. Welcome back.
Jennifer, it's great to see you. So great. So you have pointed to a number of studies and a lot of research that shows that when we go on holiday, it improves our physical health, our mental health, and improves our performance at work. So why aren't more Canadians taking time off? Like, I'm a good example. It's July and I haven't taken more than 3 days off in a row this year.
That is not good. You need more time.
But why are I'm indicative of most Canadians?
Yeah, well, first there's stigma. Maybe not here, but in lots of organizations, we feel really bad about taking time off. We feel guilty that we have left the work behind, so we're worrying about that. I know teachers deal with a lot of that. And we also have to deal with this sense of time off tax, which we're talking about, but this idea of having to put so much time in before we go away and so much time when we come back to actually take the vacation makes us exhausted inside of that vacation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I feel like I know what time off tax is, but let's break it down. What is it, and why is it such a barrier to people why is it such a barrier, period?
Well, you know, it's good that you asked because the ADP survey that was just done said that it's 20 hours extra that we need on the front end and the back end at work to actually take that week off. And so
Just wait, pause there for a second.
Yeah.
So 20% more work on the front end and the back end.
20 more hours.
20 more hours, sorry.
So 2.5 work days.
Yes, yeah, which is it's a lot. And so you're stressing about all the stuff that you have to get done before, and then add that 2.5 hours to the family planning and the management, which takes so much time, you know, when you're going away. So you're just, exactly, that time off tax is causing a lot of people to not want to take their vacations.
Wow. Okay, so we're hearing that in this case, because of the stress that you're just talking about, a lot of people are just saying, forget it, like I'm not going to even do a vacation, we're skipping it this year. So how do you suggest we manage the guilt and the work that are associated with this time off tax?
Well, first, it's radical acceptance that we need to take time off. We're no good to anyone if we actually don't get the restorative rest. So we need to be able to just accept that we need it. We need to embrace it, and we shouldn't leave it on the table. And you know, and I also think too, when we're thinking about taking that time off, we spend so much time thinking like the world is gonna end or someone's gonna die if we don't get that last email out, or if something's gonna happen at work and we're not there. We have to kind of realize that we're not neurosurgeons, most of us, and we'll probably be okay if we do take that time away.
Good. It's a good note. Not all about you. Yeah. It's a good way to apply it. Not all about you. Go on holiday.
Yeah. Although, okay, I'm going to make it all about me right now because I can say honestly, in the decade that I've been working on this show, I have a number of times been on holidays and like stuff has happened, and I'm glad that my phone was on, that I was still tapped in. Not to mention the fact that in a way, I think I just naturally make my life easier, my time off tax less, because I'm responding to emails or deleting emails, just occasionally on a beach, whatever, but it doesn't feel like as much work. Is what I'm doing totally wrong?
So I would say
They're judging.
No judgment, because I've been there and that's my personality. I love my job, I love my work, I get FOMO when I'm away. However, I have really started to walk the talk because as a happiness and burnout expert, I should actually be following my own tips and advice. And so lately what I've been doing is realizing that when I am in both worlds, I'm not present in either. And so if be where you are. If you're gonna be at work, be at work. If you're gonna be on vacation with your family and your friends and you're developing those memories, I mean, this is deathbed regret stuff we're talking about. You know, what is gonna be more important? Us kind of keeping up with our email and keeping engaged in work, or being present with our kids, our family, our spouses, you know, our friends.
Amen.
Yes, right?
So here's the thing. There's time off tax, and you can see how it can apply to both genders. But then if you go one step further, we talked about this at the beginning of the show, who's doing most of the vacation planning? And it probably, my guess is, in a heterosexual situation, probably mom is doing most of the planning and not only thinking about herself and the trip, but also planning for the kids, packing the kids' suitcases. What are they going to need? The toys they're going to... I'm exhausted just saying it.
Yes.
So the question is the time off tax heavier on women?
Absolutely, yes. It's so true. Statistically, women are more likely to burn out than men as well. I mean, it's a 20x kind of comparison, so that's unfortunate. So they're also going to be dealing with that extra hour and that burden or more hours at work. And then add to that, women tend to take on that role disproportionately because they tend to be the primary caregivers. Just this is, this is data based. But at the same time, I think of myself, I mean, I'm always double checking what the kids are packing, especially my 16-year-old. I'm always making sure, like, is this appropriate that what you're bringing on vacation? And so I do a lot of that. Plus, I love to want to make everything perfect. I'm checking all the, boxes. Have I planned all the food? And part of me, it's my fault because I do love it, and I should take ownership of just letting some of those things go, and I don't. So maybe we're a bit guilty of that too, because if we don't delegate, then we end up spending the whole time on vacation exhausted, and we regret it, and it's not, not good for us.
Okay, but clearly burnout is bad for business. So what can employers do to make sure that, that time off tax is less of a reality for employees?
They play a huge role. I have this great case study of a company, and the boss really wanted to make sure that everyone had their time off, wanted to encourage it. So all the executives made a point to celebrate when people actually took time off without checking emails. They celebrated those people and didn't.
Nice.
Yes, didn't celebrate the ones that were checking in. Made a point, and then they also made it their accrual time on vacation, where you could not accrue any more vacation after a certain point unless you took it. So we need more of that. We need bosses not to ask for meeting time, no checking in, no sending, I'm working now, but you can check later. None of that. We just need to give people the space, because then they'll come back and they'll stay longer. They won't, there's less attrition, there's more engagement, there's just better happiness and well-being, and that's a win-win.
Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for reminding us of the importance of holiday and encouraging all of us to plan our next summer vacation.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.